everyone, so welcome to this journey to handstand. The first thing that we're going to focus on are our wrists, our hand placement, and our shoulders, okay? So what I want you to do is place your hands right underneath your shoulders. So typically what I see in my students when I teach handstand workshops is that they go a little bit wide and they turn their hands out just a little bit. This is your typical kind of CrossFit, maybe even CrossFit's more like this sometimes, but a lot of people who have really muscular bodies or who are used to kind of that kind of training like CrossFit will do this, okay? And I want you guys to think about your hands being your feet. So when you stand on your feet, and you can even stand up and notice this, they're right underneath your hips and your toes are pointed forward, okay? So the same thing applies to your hands in handstand. So we're gonna place our hands right underneath our shoulders, all right? And if you're not sure, go check it out in a mirror, or maybe after this video is over, you can go record yourself. That's always very helpful to see yourself on film. And then externally rotate the triceps and the biceps so the inside of your elbows, these are called the eyes of the elbows, face forward. And then what we want to do is kind of protract the shoulders up. So we press the ground away and we make a dome shape with our upper back, okay? I like to call this like a cobra because you really feel like you are like a snake, like a cobra snake, really puffing up its, I don't even know what that's called, but its body there. So puff it up like this, externally rotate, eyes of the elbows forward, and then the fingers forward. Then what I want you to do is just come forward and back. So try to keep the fingers straight here. The tendency is to want to do these spider fingers, all right? And you'll see people who are amazing acrobats who do this. And, I guess maybe they've been trained that way. My handstand coach, Eugene, says flat hands. And if you think about it logically, our bone is the strongest part in our body, okay? So when we bend the joint, whether it be in the finger or in the elbow, we are just depending on the muscles to hold us up. So what we want to do is really wrap the muscles around the bone to support the joint there, okay? So we want nice straight arms, nice straight fingers, come forward and back, forward and back. And this is a dynamic stretch for the forearms, for the hands, the wrists. We're just trying to get a little bit of blood flow, trying to strengthen, keeping the fingers as straight as possible. It's okay if they come up a little bit, but we're trying to really press down and then dig your fingers into the ground as you move forward. So if you look at your fingers, they're gonna turn white, okay, and that's what you want. And you don't want to have any pain, all right? So discomfort, yes, but pain, no. So if you start to feel pain, all right, then I want you just to sit back, shake it out, okay? I'm going to give you some stretches here in a minute, but first we're going to do these dynamic warm-up stretches so that we can get the blood flowing. I always suggest doing some sort of dynamic stretch first to get the blood flowing, and then you can actively or passively stretch from there. All right, so a few times here, really rounding the upper back, spiraling the biceps, triceps around, and then we'll move it out to the side. Do the same thing here, side to side, just working a different angle of the wrist. Okay, so we don't want to only work the same angle, we want to vary the angle, and that'll prevent injury over time. Okay, and when you're going forward, or actually this is side to side, but forward and back, you're gonna press into the ball of your hand, heel of your hand, and fingers. So I want you to be conscious of all of those points on your hand. And you should start to feel the burn in your upper back doing this as well. And then we'll flip the hands, palms up towards the ceiling. And this can be really hard for a lot of people, okay? So go really slow. You can come forward first, rotate the biceps, triceps around. I want a nice straight elbow, so try not to bend. I typically will see this happening when you have tight shoulders, okay? So try to really press, protract, and wrap the biceps, triceps around. And then you can just very gently kind of pull back a little bit, but be very careful in this one. If you feel any pain, please stop, back off. And I only do a few of these because this is more of a stretch, but then you can hold it here, pulling back, and then maybe you're gonna lift up your fingers. All right, see how you feel with this one. You should feel a great stretch through that forearm. And then sit back, shake it out, open and close a couple times. And then we're gonna do what's called these knuckle lifts. So on your hands and your knees, I want you to first lift up into that first knuckle. The thumb can be loose, and then lower down. Then do the other side, lift up, lower down. So we'll just do one hand at a time and just see how you feel. If you feel anything happening maybe here in the outside of the wrist, any pain, please stop. That means that you might have an injury or just a weakness and you're about to get injured. So really tuning into the body and listening to what it's telling you. All right, we're just getting the strength now in these forearms. So then if that feels okay, you can come here and lift up, lower down, lift up, lower down. And you want to do these, you guys, every day until you feel, you know, some fatigue and we get the strength. Okay, a couple more. And sit back, release, give it a shake, shake it out. All right, now, all we can do is do a little stretch count of 10. I have this in many of the videos here on my Playbook app, so you're gonna do this quite often. We're gonna pull the fingers back. This is great too if you have carpal tunnel syndrome. This is a great stretch for you. Pull the other ones back, so I count that 1, this is 2, then the thumb is 3, 4, make a fist curl 5, 6, roll it out 7, 8, and then I just shake for 9 and 10. Then I want you to sit comfortably, okay, and then reach the arms out in front of you, protract those shoulders, so push towards me, you know, push forward. All right, open up as wide as you can, and then close and open, close and open. When you open, you're really stretching into those extensors, working the muscles in your forearms, okay? So we'll do it pretty fast here for 10, 9, 8, wider, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, how you doing? Wider, wider, 2, and 1. Give it a shake, shake it out. Feels intense here, right, on the forearms. What you can do is you can kind of roll onto the forearm there, come on down. You can gently, and I mean gently, take your knee and just kind of rub into the tendons there, real gently. Remember, you can kind of get more hurt on things like this and stretching than you can doing, you know, more power, dynamic movements that use the muscles. So it's through stretching and things like this that you can get more injured. So just be real careful with this. This should feel good, not bad. Let's do the other side. Okay, so just find your knee. And you can also roll out with like a, you know, some PVC pipe or, you know, anything that's that shape. They even sell those rollers that you can roll out your forearms. You can take a tennis ball and do this as well. And let's do a little bit more. If you feel any knots, you can kind of work that out. All right, give it another nice little shake. Then what we're gonna do is come back to our hands and our knees. I want you to step back into a modified plank. So we're gonna start on the knees, bring the shoulders right over the wrists, squeeze the legs together, tuck the tailbone, rotate the biceps, triceps around, and our weight is being distributed right here over that first knuckle, and that's what you want in handstands too. Okay, so just hold here for a moment, press the shoulders up and breathe. Nice deep breath in and out. Your upper back should be on fire, all right? So nice rounded upper back. And we're just focusing on breathing. So what we're doing here is just gaining stamina. So your tailbone is tucked under, knees are together, feet are together, and you're really pressing up into those shoulders. Fingers are flat. Hold it here. You're on the top of the feet. So what we're gonna try to do next, if you can, is come on up so that we're in this handstand plank. And we're warming up the core, the shoulders, the wrists here. Hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, squeeze everything together, 2, and 1. Drop down to the knees, take a quick little child's pose, forehead coming down. You can place the palms up towards the ceiling and just rest for a minute, open and close the hands. Nice deep breath in and out. Breathe. Good. All right, come on back down to your hands and your knees. Place your knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders, flatten out the hands, rotate the biceps, triceps around so the eyes of the elbows are forward. And then I want you to protract around the upper back. And then retract those shoulders down. So the chest comes down, retracting those shoulders as if there is a pencil between your shoulder blades and you're squeezing it. And then press up, round, protract. Okay, really push, push, push. And then release that deep, retract. Good. Push up. Protract. Retract. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Protract. Retract. Again, protract. Retract. Protract. Retract. Now you're going to go as slow or as fast as you can, doing it properly. So we're only moving through the shoulder girdle. I'm not moving my pelvis, my abs are not involved. I'm only moving through the shoulders, okay? So I want you to do about 10 of these as quickly as you can, but as, with good form, you guys, okay? So we're going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then sit back, shake it out. All right? All right, now what we're gonna do is come forward into puppy pose. So I want you to slide the hands forward, grab the edge of your mat. Now, if you have tight shoulders, okay, this is going to be a challenge for you, but we have some measurable goals here. So if your shoulders are tight, first thing we're going to do is spiral the biceps, triceps around. So we start with an external rotation, eyes of the elbows forward. And then you're going to slowly bring your head down. So if you're tight with your shoulders, it's going to look like this and you can't go much further. And notice how the elbows turn in as you go down. That's totally normal, okay? Don't expect to keep your eyes of the elbows up. We want to start there because we don't want to start here and then come here into internal rotation. We want to start here with external rotation and then they'll go towards each other, okay? So forehead down, start here. Your bottom is somewhere over your knees. And if you feel a nice stretch through your shoulders, you're doing it right. If you want to make it a little bit more advanced, what you're going to do is bring the chin down. Just keep the arms straight. I like to pull on the mat so that I keep those arms engaged. And then chin, chest down, and we'll gaze at the thumbs. So it's hard to talk in this, but we're going to breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come forward. Find your Sphinx pose. Just breathe. Take a few moments here. Another breath, inhale. Exhale. Grab the edge of the mat. We're going to do it again. So you're going to push back into your puppy pose. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back into your Sphinx pose. Hold it here. And then go ahead and slide the hands. Baby Cobra. Tuck the toes. Push yourself up into downward facing dog. Okay, notice your downward dog. Your hands are right underneath your shoulders. And then we just lift the tailbone up. So from here, I want you guys to lift up your fingers so that you feel the heel of your hand. All right, and you should feel it right here. This is the heel of your hand. So when we're balancing in a handstand, okay, when you kick up and you haven't maybe kicked up far enough, you haven't gotten the hips over the shoulders, you can press into the heel of your hand. It's not necessarily the best, break when it comes to handstands, but it will correct you. If you can press into the heel of the hand, it might save you from falling back down. When you are falling into a back bend, let's say you kick too hard, you'll dig your fingers into the ground. Really press your fingers into the ground, okay? And then eventually when you have that perfect balance, it's gonna be right here over that middle knuckle, okay? So we wanna work on that muscle. So you can actually sit here and push there on that first knuckle and feel how the forearms are activated. So in downward dog, in order to connect in the brain, that feeling of the heel of the hand, start here in your plank, downward dog, lift up, feel the heel of your hand. Good, straighten those arms and really push your shoulders up toward your ears. Now this is different than we normally do downward dog, but this will help train you for handstands. By really elevating those shoulders, locking and pushing up, heel of the hand. Then you can feel the ball of your hand, then the fingers, okay? Elevating the shoulders so that the ears are right by the biceps. And glide forward to your plank. Feel the fingers, ball of the hand, heel of the hand. Heel of the hand, ball of the hand, fingers. Push back, downward dog. Lift up, feel the heel of your hand, ball, fingers. Move back to your plank pose. Nice rounded upper back. So we're really pressing, protracting those shoulders. Okay? And then here, we're gonna feel the heel, ball of the hand, and fingers. Then downward dog, really elevate those shoulders. Feel your ears by your biceps. When you're in a handstand, it's not here, downward dog. It is here, okay? Here in shoulder elevation. Okay, heel of the hand, ball of the hand, fingers. And then again, come forward. Heel of the hand, ball of the hand, fingers. Push back, downward dog. Elevate those shoulders. Feel the heel of your hand, ball of the hand, fingers. And then move forward, last one here. Heel, ball, fingers. And if you need to, you're gonna drop down to the knees. We're gonna do some chaturanga push-ups. So elbows in, rotate externally the shoulders, okay? And then lower down, 10, 9, 8. You can always do them on the toes, you guys. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tuck the toes, move into that downward dog. Elevate the shoulders, feel your ears on your biceps. If your hands are too wide, you won't be able to feel that. So bring them shoulder width, okay? And then let's go ahead, drop down to the knees, push back to child's pose, palms up. Relax your breath. Just take a moment, open and close. Then slide the hands by your face, slowly come on up. We're gonna do a nerve glide, okay? So sit up nice and tall, however you're comfortable, okay? And then I want you to take your hands, extend your fingers back and depress your shoulders away from the ears, okay? If you have any sharp pain with this, please stop. If you feel dull discomfort, that's fine, okay? So we're pressing the shoulders down and lifting the fingers up, and you're just slowly gonna start to lift the hands. Now wherever you feel it, I want you to hold. I feel it in my left arm. I don't feel anything in my right arm. I'm just gonna take it out as far as I can. Really pushing through the heel of your hand, lifting up through your fingers. Squeeze the elbows straight, hold, breathe. You might be going higher than me, and you might also not feel this at all. So if you don't feel this at all, that's good. That means the nerve has plenty of space and room. But if you have tight shoulders, maybe you sit at a desk all day, or you have bad posture, you're probably really feeling this. Depress the shoulders down and squeeze, lift, like you're pushing away, okay? So feel like you are really pushing those hands away as you slowly lift up. And then release. Ooh, you should have felt that all the way up, okay? And that is called a nerve glide, and that can really get pinched, especially when you're working on a lot of handstands, you're doing a lot of that, or you sit at a desk all day, so those are really great to do. I want you to take a giant inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, Go ahead and clasp the hands, lift the chest. Good, and then bend the elbows and take the hands over to the left side, okay? And then take your ear to the opposite shoulder. So we're bending that left elbow. We're taking our ear to the right shoulder. Getting a nice stretch there, through the deltoid, through the traps, up through the neck. And then switch, inhale, lift the chest, clasping those hands, bend the elbows, pull it to the left side. Take the ear to the opposite shoulder. So you should feel that stretch through that right deltoid, trapezius, and through the neck. And release it. All right, guys, one more inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Now work on these little exercises for your shoulders and for your wrists every single day, and I promise they will get easier and they will get better, all right? Remember, it is about the journey, it's not about the handstand, so just have fun wherever you're at. Thanks, guys.